What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, for the last video today, we're going to be covering Infinite Frontiers Wonder Girl issue number 2. And if you didn't catch issue number 1, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that's going on in this issue, which is really exploring Yara Floor, which is our Wonder Woman of Future State. And in the first issue, we saw Yara Floor making her way down to Brazil, making her way back home. Now, little does she know of her Amazon roots to Brazil, to the tribe that is there, but she soon learns very quickly after being sucked down into the water. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into issue number 2, we're picking up in the waters of Brazil, and it's telling us about a story of a great warrior by the name of Yara. Now, her abilities and her reputation were so great they delighted her father each day, even at the cost of her 2 less capable brothers who were dismissed from their father's affections. And because of this, the 2 brothers, they banded together, they waited their time, and they plotted against their sister. They plotted to murder their own sister, but they underestimated Yara, and when they came to attack her, when they came to fight her, she drew her weapon and she slayed both of her brothers on the spot. And with her brothers being dead, she fled to the woods, only for her father to be in hot pursuit behind her, trying to chase her down with vengeance in his eyes. Catching his daughter and throwing his love aside, he took his daughter and he threw her over the cliff's edge, and she sank down into the water, but death did not come to claim her that night. Instead, a fishtail grew where her feet once were, and she would remain the protector of these waters by luring evil men that dared step close to the water's edge. But not every individual that gets taken meets the fate of death. Because when Yara pulled Yara into the water, Yara gave her Ebola, a weapon that seems to connect her to her Amazon roots. And Yara grabbing onto the Ebola, we see it shine. We see it bright, and with this gift bestowed upon her, the hero's journey can now begin. And we see Yara floating out of the water and brought onto the shore. Now this is where we pick up in Egypt, and we're picking up with Artemis and Queen Faruka, and what they want to do right now is go find Yara Floor, and they want to kill her, because everybody has felt the birth of this new power, and everybody is fearing because of whatever prophecy they have been foretold. Now, even Queen Hippolyta has been feeling this, and she knows exactly what this means. She knows the other Amazon tribes are going to do their best to try to snuff out this new power. And so she gets the help of Wonder Girl, no longer having Wonder Woman around because now at this point she is dead. She is currently up in Olympus dealing with everything that is going on with the gods. And so the Queen, she sends Wonder Girl to try to save her, to try to spare her and send her back into hiding so nobody can find her. Now, back down in Brazil, Yara is currently on a flight, making her way back to her place, because after everything she just experienced, she has no idea what is going on. And while she is on this flight, she gets attacked. She gets attacked by some Amazons. They make their approach on her. They go to attack her, and she knocks the first one out in one single punch. Just drop down like it is absolutely nothing. The other Amazon making her approach, trying to make her attack, only to wind up knocking a hole in the side of the plane, and they end up getting sucked out. And so Yara is doing her best to try to help and protect everybody that is on the plane as it's making an emergency crash landing. Now that's where we pick up elsewhere, and right now Wonder Girl, she is going all over the place trying to find Yara somewhere in Brazil. That's all she knows. That's the only thing she was really given information on. There's extremely limited information because they don't really know. But that's what will take her to Rio de Janeiro. And as she's been following this guy around, she gets cold-cocked, she gets sideswiped by Artemis. Artemis just punches her in the face, asking why she is following her. Wonder Girl freaking out, just like, dude, like, I wasn't even following you, I was following that guy, who Artemis was also following. But this is where we see these two kind of get in a tuffle, because they're both looking for Yara Flor, but for different reasons. Wonder Girl is here to protect, but this is when two of the Amazons that just got their crap beat out of them by Yara shows up and tells them that they're going to need a little bit more, because right now you guys have no idea what you're up against. But that's what will pick us up with Yara and the plane. With it currently going down, we're seeing the god Eros. Now, he was sent here by Hera, by his mother. He was sent here so he could retrieve Yara Flor and bring her back. Now, Eros, he's the god of physical love and sexual desire. Armed with his bow and arrow, he is feared by all gods alike, because there is not a single god who has not been conquered by his power. But Eros himself is not immune to this, and we see him get cut with his own freaking arrowhead, with his hand sitting here bleeding, much like Cupid's arrow. After being stuck by it, you fall in love with the next person you lay your eyes on. And this is where we see the god lay his eyes on Yara Flor. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I'm not a huge fan of how short these have been. You know, for being 26 pages, we're getting some good illustration. I'm not going to lie on that aspect. But we're not given a lot of writing. We're not given a lot of dialogue on exactly what is driving all of this forward. We know there's some kind of prophecy. We know Yara Flor now has a bolo kind of weapon, kind of like the lasso for Wonder Woman. Her inner powers, or whatever it may be, have seemingly woken up. And because of this, she has now become a threat to many of the Amazon tribes around the world. But I am going to say one twist I did not expect was seeing a god like Eros arrive and then inflict himself with falling in love with Yara Flor. We can only imagine the complications that's going to create. But I'm excited to see how this all plays out. You know, Future State with Yara Flor was a pretty interesting story, and I really do want to see that build. I want to see how she becomes the Wonder Woman of the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown,